Hi there, Lee Munch, founder and principal of Monarch 13, master, small business coach and trainer, here with your Monarch Money message for the week of October 31st. Today's the day, Monday, October 31st. My weekly class, Make More Money Now in Your Business, is launching. It's going to be a great class. It's going to be it's a great class. We have lots of things to do. So I really kind of thought, because as we're moving along here, finishing our first month in Q4, I really thought I'd like to kind of give you what the crux of that's about. Below, you see that there's a picture of a blueprint, and you get that blueprint when you register for the class. I haven't mentioned that before. It's a little extra gift for you. I'm not going to go into a big, huge explanation, but the Make More Money Now class is what I use with my clients to literally help them make more money and double the money in their business as fast as 6 months. Yes, I do this a lot, and it can happen, and it can happen for you. The way we do this, and every week we're going to be talking about different areas of the business, we're going to be focusing on the 5 profit drivers. I am known to be the numbers lady, because numbers are everything. You know, they're black and white, they don't lie, and they really do run your business. How often you pay attention to them and look at them and use them, manipulate them, improve them or not, it kind of tells you about where you might be in your business. And believe me, I've walked into businesses and I've worked with businesses, multi-million, 8-figure businesses, and they didn't know their number. And by the grace of God, and obviously very, very bright people knew what they were doing, they got very far ahead. But again, it's not that you're not going to go ahead and not move by not knowing them, but think about how much faster, easier, and efficiently you'll be able to grow your own business. And not only that, most importantly, it is the only way to make it consistent growth, consistent, expansion in your business. And as I've mentioned, my theme and my one thing for Q4 here to finish strong is consistency. And consistency in your business is what's going to give you the greatest ease, really, when you think about it, right? Because you can predict a lot easier. Sure, you're going to have little variations, but they're going to be the same. So what I thought I would do, so when we talk about the class, and we're talking about that there's 5 profit drivers, and there's 5 ways to grow your business. So here is something that I do every day of my life, and I work with all my clients, and I'm going to do this for you. This is my little raw and real version here, because as we're doing this. So the whole class is based on the principle of this. The number of leads, how many prospects you attract, and people who, or whatever, however you ever do your business, how many leads times your conversion rate, which means if you attract 10 people, and 4 of them become a customer, patient, student, enrollee, whatever that name is for you, clients is mine, 4 of them you would have a conversion rate of 40%. So your leads times your conversion will give you the amount of customers you have. Simple math, simple, makes sense, right? Great. Now the customers times the average amount of money they spend with you, times the average number of times they purchase from you, will give you your revenue, the money that comes in. So customers times how much they spend, times how many times they spend it, on average. This is where it's different for every business, because some businesses you might have a monthly reoccurring, so that would be, and it depends on the time frame that you do this, but it all depends on are they one time when it's done, subscription. A deli would like a 3 times a day. So how many is that versus, say, a mortgage broker type person who is like on average once every 5 to 7 years or something like that, right? So your customers times how much they spend with you times how many times they spend it will give you the revenue. Woo! Revenue, right? That makes sense. So now here's the thing. You're making money, you're bringing money in the business, but at the end of the day, what matters is how much of it you're actually keeping. It's very important. A lot of people don't focus on this little number here, the profit. They're talking about their revenue, but not their profit. As long as they get customers in, they want more sales, but I would say 60% of the time when I walk in, I start working with people in any way, shape, or form, even if I just have a one-on-one with them, they're not making money on their sales. So to bring more sales in that are not making any money doesn't really make sense, does it? So your profit is a result of how much money you're making times your profit margin or how much money you're keeping. It's very, very simple status quo. So the weekly class, that's what we do. We talk about all the different ways and how to improve each areas. And the first thing we're going to focus on is, as you can guess, the profit. Because again, it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. And if what you're bringing in is not more than covering what you keep, that's a problem. So then the second area, so the first thing is profit. Then the second area that's really important is your conversion rate. So you can think of leads as marketing, and you can think of conversion as sales, right? This is how when you meet people, they become your client. So the conversion rate, that's the second area we fix, because the profit margin usually takes really sometimes no time and very little money investment. And your conversion rate is often just a matter of making sure that you have a process that's working and working efficiently and effectively and producing the results you want. Again, not only that, because when you get that down, and we'll be spending time on all these different areas, when you get that down, then it's great, because when you're in a growth spurt, you can just kind of make it like a faucet of water, so you can turn it up and turn it down. We never ever turn it off, do we? No. So there's things that go into that. So that's the second area. So the first area we're focusing on in this class is your profit. And I hope you attend the class, because you're going to get great things out of it that you can start using now, as you know. But if not, these are the things in your areas in your business you really need to understand. Number one, your profit. How profitable are you? Secondly, as I said, your conversion rate. How well is your sales working? And sales is really different. In fact, I have a whole class, a course that I offer now, because it's really, sales is not sales so much, it's serving. And if you think of sales as service, that will help you define a process that makes it better for you, that keeps it, closer to where you're being of service and of value, and not like what they used to say, the used cars person. All right. So number one, again, profitability. Number two, conversion. Then the third area that we focus on then becomes your average dollar sale. Average dollar, because I'm here in the States, average dollar sale, right? They're spending money with you. How can we improve? How can we make them spend more money with you? Believe it or not, that often corrects itself when we're working with the profit margin and we find out the fact that you're not pricing things properly. It could be as simple as that you're not pricing things properly. I've had clients where I'm going, they haven't raised their prices in 6 or 7 years. So that's one way to do it. That's a quick, easy way to do it. But there are other different ways, where it's packaging or actually depackaging, and there's different ways and different strategies that we do to help you increase your average dollar sale. Then the next thing, so number four, so number one, profit. Number two, conversion. Number three, the area we focus on is your average LFL. Getting to number four, the number of transactions. They're buying from you. How can you make sure that they're buying from you more often? For every dollar that you'll invest on keeping a client coming back to you, you're going to have to invest $6 to $10 to get a new one. And not only that, it makes it simpler because they're already involved in you. You're already giving them value. You're already being of service to them, and they already know, like, and trust you. So getting them to come back more often is actually a lot easier than getting new people to trust you for the first time. So that brings us to the last one, which is, in fact, leads, which is marketing. So again, number one, profit margin. Number two, conversion rate. Number three, average dollar sale. Number four, number of transactions. And number five is marketing or lead generation, and how well you're doing leads or not. Again, you could be getting a lot of leads, but if they're not really valuable, if they're not really in your target market or a really good prospect for you, then you're wasting a lot of space time, airtime, digital time, money for that. And you notice we don't do that until the last thing, because this one is the one that can take a little bit more, although it doesn't have to. I do have a course called Masterful Marketing with Low or No Budget, but for the most part, if it's not going to take money, it's going to take time, right? It's one of those two things. And there's going to be more of an investment there, but we want to make sure it's an investment and not just spending money, because if you're spending money, that's, again, money down the drain and taking from your bottom line, right? So those are the 5 areas in the profit drivers, just to give you a little high, a little high level of this. Go ahead, download the blueprint. By registering the class, you get the blueprint for free, and it gives you some top tips and strategies right then and there. And then the class is going to go through them one by one, a little bit more to help you. But for your own business, you need to know this. You need to know this, work this, understand this, improve this. Number 1, your profit margin. Number 2, your conversion rate or your sales process. Number 3, your average dollar sale. How much they spend? Let's spend more. Number 4, number of transactions they're buying from you. Have them buy more. This is really your customer service, right? And number 5, your lead generation. Making an investment and not a spend. That's today's message. Hope you got value from it. Love your comments. Love people coming back and telling me, keeping me up posted on their one thing to finish strong this quarter, the whole thing. Great. Enjoy the class. Take the questionnaire. That'll get you thinking. Sign up for a gold digger, because this is how we find the gold. And I do this every day. It's time to take off to your success, Coach Lee.